It was my dream to put an end to slavery and to reunite America after this bloody war. But the country is so full of hatred, and my enemies are everywhere. The country waits with bated breath as the hunt for my assassin draws to a close.
I will not come out this evening!
A poor consolation for my family, who have followed me on this difficult path. The punishment for this crime must be severe. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. After grief and anger, hope must prevail and lead our country into a better future. Freedom for all men. I pray that my country will make this dream a reality.
April 14th, 1865. Ford Theatre in Washington is in shock. During the performance, a man fired at President Lincoln. The assassin is on the run. John Wilkes Booth is a fanatic Southerner and renowned actor who staged his crime like a Shakespeare play.
Bleeding. See, okay. Hold that light right down there.
Excuse me, gentlemen. Excuse me.
In a house across the street from the theatre, doctors struggle to save the president's life.
Behind the ear, I don't see the bullet lodged there.
Their only hope, to find and remove the bullet lodged in Lincoln's brain.
This is not looking good at all. Yeah, keep that light right there. That's good. Leave the bullet back there.
With each passing moment, their battle grows more and more desperate.
Right behind the lobe.
I feel something, Doctor, but it's so deep I don't know if it's safe to try to take
Then
it
the
out.
plot thickens. Lincoln's Secretary of State has also been targeted.
There's also been an attempt on Mr. Seward.
Booth's evil plan seems to have succeeded. Who is this man whose hatred of the president has driven him to such violence? And why now, when the Civil War is already over? For months, John Wilkes Booth has been stalking the president, waiting for the perfect opportunity. He and his conspirators have been meeting secretly to come up with a plan. They are a wretched group, having lost everything during the Civil War. Among them are Lewis Powell, George Atzerodt, and a woman, Mary Surratt, who has given them a hiding place.
Our country owed all our troubles to him, and God simply made me the instrument of his punishment. Lincoln is a false moralist. He doesn't care about the niggers at all. He may speak of freedom, but he really wants to liberate all the slaves to destroy the South.
Booth has been stalking Lincoln for years. When the South loses the war, he finally cracks.
Booth.
He sees himself as Shakespeare's Brutus, destined to overthrow the tyrannical Caesar. It's a role he's often performed on stage. As the night wears on, the president's doctors begin to lose hope.
That's not good.
If we can't stop that bleeding, I don't know that there's anything we can do for him.
How's that pulse, Doctor?
It continues to grow weaker, Doctor.
Very shallow breathing. I'm worried about him.
Lincoln's wife Mary had been sitting beside him when Booth opened fire. It's a traumatic experience from which she will never recover.
Mr. Lincoln, please, Mr. Lincoln.
Mary.
No,
Though Lincoln's doctors know that he is dying, they say nothing to Mary for fear that she will break down. Lincoln's cabinet, along with his generals, gather at his bedside. They are all stunned. Why now, in the president's hour of triumph? After he has led the North to victory, after he has salvaged the Union, he has survived numerous assassination attempts. The man with the top hat is loved by his people. Fate was once on his side. People say that he is a man of 9 lives, but this is to be his last.
I shall live till my work is done, and no earthly power can prevent it.
On the outskirts of the capital, John Wilkes Booth joins up with an accomplice. Booth was able to pass unnoticed through the military blockades. Now he hopes to go into hiding in the south. Booth has planned his escape down to the last detail. Just a few days earlier, he had stowed rifles in a secret hiding place. The one thing he didn't plan for was that he would break his leg while jumping from Lincoln's box to the stage below. Now, riding across the Maryland countryside, he is in agonizing pain. It's a 10-mile journey to the home of a Southern sympathizer by the name of Dr. Samuel Mudd. Lincoln's war minister has dispatched a detachment of troops to pursue the assassin. Witnesses recognize the actor immediately, and it is assumed he will hide out in Virginia. Booth was introduced to Dr. Mudd during the war. The doctor senses that the two companions are up to something, but decides not to inquire further.
All right. I know it's not going to be easy. I'm sure you help the boys with it. It's fine. Okay. Give me something. Here. Oh. Just bite down on that. Can you ride with that?
Oh, I wouldn't suggest it. I'd suggest a wagon. But if you don't have one, my father-in-law.
No. Horses. We must ride.
Hole! Watch it, there's a hole!
Early morning, April 15th, 1865. The president who changed history, who reunited the nation, never regains consciousness. At 7:22 a.m., the president draws his last breath. In keeping with custom, coins are placed on his eyes so that he can pay the ferryman who, after 56 years of life, will bring him into the next world. News of Lincoln's death spreads like wildfire. Thousands come to the Capitol in Washington, where flags fly at half-mast.